Welcome back. My name's Rob McCoy of RAM Communications, and here's another installment of cybersecurity best practices. Today, what I want to focus on is a technology called CASB. What is CASB, and why is this important to you? Well, let's put it this way. If you have any cloud-based applications that are critical to your organization, then you need to take a few minutes and focus in on what I'm going to talk about. What is CASB? CASB stands for Cloud Access Security Broker. What CASB does is it's a software appliance that actually could technically be at your place of business, or more commonly, it's going to sit in the cloud with a security provider. And what the CASB appliance does is it sits between your end user and your hosted service application, whatever application you have in the cloud. The purpose of the appliance is to provide a security monitoring of all the activity that's taking place between your end users and your online applications. CASB is an important tool for any organization that stores and uses critical data in the cloud. Let's name a few examples. If I'm using Salesforce as a CRM, or if I use QuickBooks Online, then without any question, I am using and storing data in the cloud. And if I'm doing that, then I have end users that also need to access and utilize that data. Where are your end users? You may have most of your folks working within your corporate environment, but these days, you may increasingly have folks that work at home. They may be doing work at a Starbucks. You may have sales reps anywhere out in the field. Then your security is at risk. Why? Because you probably don't have a good way to monitor the egress and the ingress of all of that traffic going back and forth to your cloud providers. How do you see, much less stop, outside threats who may be able to get in and compromise one of your login credentials? This is where a CASB application can further defend your security architecture. A CASB service follows the same security standards that you implement inside your organization. The CASB application is, for example, going to monitor the same standards you have set up in your firewall on your local network. The CASB service is going to monitor and approve or deny the registration of all the users that have access to your cloud applications. A control list is created containing all of the login credentials for every user. The appliance should take things a step further by using different permission levels for different users. If a guest is unable to meet specific login credentials, then of course the access is denied. Under today's best practices, the CASB appliance is going to offer multi-layer authentication. Any of your internal users or external users must provide more than just a simple password. With multi-layer authentication, you can insist on things like a text verification so that it forces your end users to provide, again, an additional level of authentication before they're allowed into the cloud app. This, of course, goes a long way in denying intrusions from robots and different hacking attempts. If a user account is somehow compromised or requests for that user are outside the permission scope, then the CASB monitor will send the administrator an alert on the activity. Depending on your security standards, the request can be flagged or it can be outright denied if that's what you desire. This is just one example how CASB helps you secure your cloud systems. Now, given the fact that more organizations have an increasing number of mobile and remote users, this is a vital security component. Speaking of cloud infrastructure, there's a term that you're going to come across, you may see, and that term is CWP, or Cloud Workload Protection. Principal difference between a cloud workload protection monitoring system and CASB is the fact that cloud workload protection covers infrastructure as a service provider models as opposed to SaaS models that we talked about in CASB. The illustration that we're showing you now gives you the same flow, the same premise, and the same strategy. It's important to note that like your software as a service providers, your infrastructure as a service providers will not guarantee security coverage with your transport of information between their cloud infrastructure and your corporate infrastructure. Therefore, like CASB, CWP or Cloud Workload Protection is designed to monitor and protect your traffic flow between end users and your infrastructure in the cloud. So now that you have a better idea of what CASB is and why it could be important to your organization, give us a call because we have the experts and we have the partners in place that can help you design and implement a CASB solution that will fit your organization technically and economically. Thanks again for your time, and we look forward to serving you. Have a great day.